Kylie Jenner is reportedly putting space between herself and Timothée Chalamet after his name surfaced in the recently released Epstein files. And while it's critical to state this clearly from the start, no charges have been filed, no arrests have been made, and no formal accusations have been announced. The situation has ignited a wave of uncomfortable questions. Questions about his past, about his carefully cultivated public image, and about whether the version of Timothée Chalamet the public embraced was ever fully real or strategically constructed. What makes this even more disturbing is the growing belief that a highly publicized moment from 2018, when Timothée positioned himself as a vocal ally of abuse victims during the height of the Me Too movement, may not have been rooted in genuine conviction at all. Instead, it's beginning to look like a calculated maneuver designed to shape public perception at a pivotal point in his career, precisely when Oscar momentum was building. So let's break this down. Timothée Chalamet has not been charged with any crime. He has not been arrested. But the question people are now asking isn't about legality, it's about optics and immunity. How did he move through the peak of the Me Too era virtually untouched, while countless others were scrutinized, exposed, or permanently erased from the industry? That's a conversation many people are uncomfortable having, because no matter how carefully it's approached, someone will be offended. But the patterns are there, and the dots deserve to be connected. First, we need to clear up a viral misconception. An image circulated online that many believed showed a young Timothée Chalamet standing beside Jeffrey Epstein. That man is not Epstein. It is Timothée's father, who, unfortunately, bears a resemblance that sent the internet spiraling. That photo was misleading. However, correcting that detail does not erase the far more serious and verified reality. Timothée Chalamet's name does appear in the Epstein files. And people were not prepared for that. To understand how his name ended up there, we have to talk about a woman most people outside elite Hollywood PR circles barely knew until now. Her name is Peggy Siegel, a powerful publicist deeply entrenched in high-level Hollywood networking, and more disturbingly, extremely close to Jeffrey Epstein. Peggy wasn't a distant or casual contact. She socialized with Epstein. She collaborated with him. And according to released emails, she actively helped facilitate introductions between Epstein and influential figures he wanted access to. The tone of those emails is what truly unsettles people. Casual, warm, familiar. Not the language of someone unaware. The language of someone comfortable. Many have compared her role to that of Ghislaine Maxwell. And based on what's been revealed, that comparison doesn't feel exaggerated. When Epstein's crimes first became public, Peggy issued a statement claiming she had no idea what he was doing to underage girls. She admitted to inviting him to a handful of events, but insisted she would have severed ties immediately had she known the truth. Then the emails were released. In one message, she writes to Epstein with disturbing familiarity, joking about aging, cosmetic work, his private island, staff living underground, furniture pulled from the ocean, and rebuilding efforts. The tone is playful, intimate, completely disconnected from the image of someone blindsided by his crimes. And buried within those emails is a passage that reframes everything. Peggy begins discussing Woody Allen, referring to the Me Too movement as a witch hunt aimed at destroying an aging cinematic legend. She expresses resentment toward the women who accused him. Then, almost casually, she brings up her friend Timothée Chalamet. She claims that Timothée, who publicly donated his entire salary from Woody Allen's film and publicly distanced himself from the director, was privately furious about being pressured into doing so. According to her, the donation wasn't driven by belief or moral clarity. It was forced by his agents to satisfy the press and what she referred to as hysterical women in the media. She even suggests he was angry about having to perform concern he didn't genuinely feel, all while hinting that this was happening during a strategic push toward an Oscar campaign the following year. The level of calculation implied is staggering, and it changes everything. Publicly, Timothée released a polished statement in 2018 expressing regret over working with Woody Allen, stating he didn't want to profit from the film, and announcing he would donate his entire salary to organizations supporting abuse victims. He presented himself as an ally, as someone standing firmly with survivors. But privately, according to emails connected to Epstein's inner circle, he resented it. Woody Allen himself later echoed this version of events in his 2020 memoir, writing that Timothée told his agent he needed to denounce Allen to improve his Oscar chances for Call Me by Your Name. Suddenly, what once looked like moral courage begins to resemble career strategy. Hollywood insiders weren't impressed. Bill Maher publicly mocked the donation, calling it one of the most transparent examples of performative activism he'd ever seen. And considering Woody Allen's controversies had been widely discussed for decades, many questioned why Timothée's moral awakening conveniently aligned with awards season. Then there's Soon-Yi Pravin, Woody Allen's wife. Emails released in the Epstein files show her privately mocking Timothée and expressing satisfaction when one of his films received poor reviews. It's clear he was being watched closely after publicly distancing himself from Allen. All of this paints a very specific picture, not of a young actor taking a brave stand, but of one carefully navigating a ruthless industry by playing its rules. Which brings us back to Kylie Jenner. For years, many have suspected their relationship was heavily driven by optics and PR. And in this context, that suspicion feels less like conspiracy and more like pattern recognition. Timothée has maintained a spotless, intellectual, softball image while openly enjoying billionaire luxury, private jets, and elite access, without facing the backlash other men endure for far less. Now, with his name linked to Epstein files and cheating rumors surfacing after he was seen leaving a hotel with another actress, Kylie is reportedly under intense stress. While some outlets later attempted damage control by reframing the story, the timing couldn't be worse. People are beginning to acknowledge what they long suspected. Much of Hollywood's morality is performative. Carefully written statements, symbolic gestures, strategic apologies, all designed not for justice, but for image control. Viewed through that lens, the puzzle pieces fit uncomfortably well. As this story continues to unfold, one truth becomes increasingly undeniable. Hollywood isn't built on honesty. It's built on timing, optics, and control. What we're witnessing isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a glimpse behind the curtain at how narratives are manufactured, reputations shielded, and accountability selectively enforced based on value to the machine. This isn't about proving guilt. Timothée hasn't been charged. His name appearing in the Epstein files doesn't equal criminality, but it does expose how proximity, silence, and strategic morality often function as insulation for the powerful. The most disturbing aspect isn't the files themselves. It's what they confirm. That so much of Hollywood activism is cosmetic. That behind closed doors, victims are mocked, movements dismissed, and public outrage treated as a PR problem rather than a moral reckoning. This isn't just about Timothée. He's not unique. He's a case study. A reminder that image is currency, and those who learn to spend it wisely can survive almost anything, even associations that would destroy someone else overnight. And this is where Kylie Jenner re-enters the frame. Because whether their relationship is genuine, strategic, or somewhere in between, it highlights another uncomfortable truth. Power circles don't attach themselves to liabilities unless they're confident the fallout can be managed. And when distance appears, when silence replaces public affection, that's when calculations are being made. Hollywood doesn't react emotionally. It reacts mathematically. So when people ask why this story feels different, why it lingers, it's because it touches what rarely comes out. The emails never meant to be seen. The thoughts never meant for public ears. The way victims are spoken about when no cameras are present. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. The Me Too movement didn't fail because survivors lied. It faltered because the system adapted. It learned the language of accountability without practicing it. It learned how to weather outrage cycles, how to sacrifice expendable figures while protecting those deemed too valuable to lose. That's why stories like this matter. Not because they offer clean villains or neat conclusions, but because they reveal how power actually works, how silence is rewarded, how morality becomes costume, how saying the right thing publicly doesn't mean believing it privately. And now, this is where you come in. If you're still watching, still listening, still questioning, you already understand something essential. Narratives only survive when people stop interrogating them. So ask yourself, has Hollywood truly changed? Or has it just become better at pretending? Should performative accountability still earn applause? Or should what happens behind closed doors matter more than what's said on camera? And if this makes you uncomfortable, why? Is it because it's false? Or because it forces us to confront who we've defended? If this breakdown gave you a new perspective, share it. If it challenged something you believed, sit with that discomfort. If you think this story deserves attention, help it reach more eyes. Like this video if you believe truth matters more than image. Subscribe for breakdowns that don't stop at surface-level narratives. And comment below, I want your take. Do you think Timothee's actions were genuine or strategic? Do you think Kylie's distance is coincidence or calculation? And do you believe the Epstein files are finally cracking Hollywood's armor? Or will this, too, disappear beneath the next distraction? Because one thing is certain, the truth doesn't vanish. It waits. And eventually, it demands to be seen. I'll see you in the next one. At the end of the day, he's an actor, professionally trained to say the right thing, feel the right thing, and convince the right people. And when reputation, awards, and power are on the line, principles often come second. Make of that what you will. I hope you found this breakdown both informative and unsettling. I'll see you next time.